I'd like to call the Board of Library Trustees meeting to order at 6:45 p.m. Tuesday, April 20th, 2024. Did everyone have a chance to look at the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone have any questions or concerns? Okay. I make a motion to accept.
Did you have something?
I was going to make the motion, go ahead, I'll second it if you want.
I make the motion to accept the minutes of April, not April,
March 26th.
March 26th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Approved, unanimous.
Okay. So a couple things. So we received our final state aid payment, a little over $13,000. So the total award was a little over $26,000, which is great. Programming. So you probably all heard about the solar eclipse. It's like I said. It went well overall. Obviously, we had some issues with the unexpected demand, but the people who were there shared and had a great time. So we had excellent turnout for our Vacation Week programs. We're really thrilled. We had the babysitting, the jazz trio, the poop museum. That was a huge hit.
I laughed so hard when I saw that play. I was like,
we will definitely have her there.
I was wondering if you were going to get any calls. Like, did anybody?
No, people loved it.
I thought it was
Great.
awesome.
And then of course,
Everybody
Family Fun Day. We had the Canine Frisbee show. We had so many people come in and say that was like so great. We loved it. Had a great time.
Yes.
And, and then Taylor Swift, of course. She was popular. So.
Wait, Taylor Swift?
So her album came out, so we had a listening party.
Well, if you had Taylor Swift, I was too focused on the poop flyer.
Kept the whole police force.
So you had a listening party for Taylor?
Yes, yes, and they did like
nice.
some
That's
crafts
a great
and stuff.
idea.
So
That's a great idea.
Great pictures.
What's happening tonight? I walked in, there were some people.
What is today? Tuesday.
Lego night.
Oh, the adult Lego night. Yeah.
Adult Lego night.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have to be a certain age. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How many people do you get to come to that?
It varies. I mean, we've had like up to 10, I think, and then like just sometimes it's like a couple people. So
It's just a drop in.
yeah, it's a drop.
Nice.
My son-in-law is into that,
I did it.
and I did forward it to him. I didn't hear anything back from him, so.
Positive feedback from a couple people.
All right, and coming up in May, we have May the 4th be with you. That's Star Wars Day, so we have a couple things planned for that. We have balloon lightsabers, twisting lightsabers, face painting. Obviously Mother's Day, so we have some story times related to that. Percy's going to be doing a teen self-care kit activity. Our friends are having their bouquet and bake sale. We have the local author Lucy Record and Alice Henley. We have an antique appraisal event, a car building makerspace, travel presentation, and then Sarah DeSantis is coming back for a flower arranging class.
Is the self-care one the nail one?
No, that's for the half day. This Thursday there's a half
Is the
day.
nail thing?
So we have
What's the self-care one?
So it's basically like the teens will be putting together like self-care kits. So like if they're stressed out for the end of the school year, like they can, like some like face scrubs and like other fun things that they can kind of like,
It's a great idea.
building note. So Ed Sheehan, I called him to have come out and do some spring cleanup. Trimming the trees, some of the brush around the parking lot, and then for our printers, we have a new printer installed for patrons. All new signage and everything put out. So hopefully things are a little clearer with printing for people.
Oh, I noticed the change on the laptops when I was there the other day. Yeah, how it comes up with the wording and everything.
Can I ask
Look nice.
a question on that? Is the cost comparable to the printer you had, or is it
So it's
expensive where it's being leased, and how's that work?
so it's actually overall it reduced our cost because we have the copier as well to actually reduce the cost of that per month for us, and they take care of everything, so we don't have to buy like any of the supplies. That's all included. And so the supplies for the one we had, they get pretty expensive. But I mean, obviously it's pretty comparable HP laser to HP laser. So
How much is it per copy?
we charge the 10 cents and the 25. I don't know exactly what the cost breakdown is, but we get so many for free, and then if it goes over, they charge us.
So that's the same with the coffee in the
Yeah, no, obviously we're paying for the
so many
convenience
free
too.
and so many.
Yeah, we're paying for the
Okay.
convenience of, if it breaks, like they take care of everything, and
Right.
so.
It might be interesting to kind of track the costs and see how much
Yeah,
it ends
I
up
could certainly do that.
costing.
All right, any questions about any of that? All right.
Statistics always good.
All right. So moving on to the walkway replacement. So I met with Macaulay and Sons and Charlie, and they they went over again kind of what the plan was. Going to be taking out the brick and putting in concrete that duplicates the colors. I looked at, they had a color chart. I picked ones that match pretty closely. They are it's a little bit easier for them to make the like where the red is, to make it a little wider. So they're going to do that. I think that look pretty similar. So
Sounds good.
yeah, and then they're actually going to do a separate proposal for the back, because we weren't sure with the pricing of this. So we got this one, and then we'll have another
Where's the back?
proposal. So the back. So this some of the concrete is like crumbling, like the curbs.
Like when you walk
Curves
in.
and, yeah.
Yeah. So so I don't know if anybody. Yeah.
On the front, are they going to keep the curbing that's there? And
Yeah, they're going to repair that as well. There's a few areas where that's crumbling, so they're going to fix that.
the people that came out and talked with you, are they going to be on the job?
Yes.
They're the
it's-
ones who do the work.
Yeah.
Okay, they are.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
The owner does the work.
And did they give you a time frame?
So they think they can start probably, I think it was the end of May.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Good. Because there'll be a lot of kids running up and down the sidewalk in the summer. That's good.
All right. So
I'll make a motion to approve spending we already set up to 10,000.
Yeah, didn't we
so
already-
why
well,
don't
it's
we-
20,000 is the
Oh, yeah,
the article
that's
is
right.
20,000. So I don't.
20,000,
Yeah.
But out of the 20,000, I make a motion to accept the estimate for $9,800 from Macaulay and Sons for the work to be done at the end of May.
Did you also want to do, because we haven't gotten the back?
The,
do you want to just
Okay, the back repairs will be done with a separate estimate.
okay? Do you want to wait? I mean, because otherwise you have to wait till the May or the next meeting. Do you want to just approve like up to? Do you like to
Well,
go with them,
We've
or do you want to
already
wait?
approved
Or
up to 20,000, so in one way, we don't really need to have a vote for this, because this is way under the 20,000. And what we know that whatever that is, I don't think it's gonna be as much money.
yeah, I mean, do you want to say like
Smaller.
to go with them for whatever the estimate is
Yeah.
for the rear
Okay, yeah.
repairs?
Yeah.
I think it is good policy to get an estimate for the back before the work is done.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah.
will, yeah,
Yeah.
we're not gonna have them.
I knew
do
that.
Right, but as long as it's
Yeah.
within the
Order,
20,000 and
right.
people are comfortable.
Okay,
And it seems reasonable to you.
Yeah.
It should be a lot less than the front.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So what's the motion now?
well, I don't think
So-
we need a motion, because we've already voted for the 20,000.
We didn't vote on the vendor, so it wouldn't hurt to vote.
Okay, so
To go with
I'll make
them.
a motion to accept Macaulay and Sons to do the work, to take care of the front sidewalks in front of the library, doing the color, the labor and the materials, which comes up to $9,800, which is part of a $20,000 estimate for the front and the back of the library.
I'll second.
Any more questions or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Okay.
Thank you.
Summer newsletter. So we're going to be starting that, and I know you usually approve funds. So I think typically up to 3,000. I know the mailing is going to come from library support funds, but then there's the printing as well. And we are going to be using the same company that we've used in the past, but they can handle the mailing for us as well. This time, I just make it a lot easier instead of us having to go to the post office and deal with them down there with the confusion. So, yeah.
So we don't need a permit.
No, we
Yeah,
do need
yes,
the
they
permit
use the
still.
foundation.
Oh, they use that.
So, we'll have to work with them still, to get them the check for the permit, for the payment of postage separately, if they're using our permit, I assume.
Yeah, well, I assume. I mean, we could probably just like we'll pay it up front and then put it on a reimbursement invoice. Is that?
Okay, well, I don't know what the
Or
post office will accept with our nonprofit permit,
I think this company, they handle it all for you. I think I don't know.
except they're using our permit, so you can find out the
Okay, yeah, I can
details
figure
and
out.
we'll keep in
Okay,
touch. How's
yeah,
that?
okay. So I'm recommending up to $3,000 for, I don't know if it's probably going to be maybe a little less than that from, if we're going with them to.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you.
Okay. All right, building project. So we have the draft. If you all got a chance to take a look from when I'd sent it at the last meeting. I spoke to Mary. She looked it over. I met with her about it, and she's comfortable signing it as is. I met with Lisa this morning, and she's gonna just briefly look it over again. But seems like we're pretty much ready to go with it. So. Good idea.
I thought you did an excellent job, Teresa.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Yeah.
your service to us.
All right, would anybody have any questions or concerns about it, or?
I didn't get anything.
Oh, okay. So, did you want to approve it and then I can get the signatures?
So I think we should approve it with potential edits from Lisa,
Okay.
right? Because as long as
Yeah.
they're not huge and substantive, then
Okay.
would this board
Okay.
feel comfortable if
Yes.
I looked at them and,
Mm-hmm.
if they radically changed something or made
Right.
us, say
It's
something that we
something
wouldn't
simple
want
that
to.
you know.
But if it's a word change or,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
so I would make a motion to approve this draft with potential non-substantive edits from the town.
I second it. Any more questions, concerns? All in favor? Unanimous.
Is she working on the
Thank you.
policies? Does
Yes.
she need
Well,
another
I'll
push?
update
Okay,
in a
alright.
second.
I've been a
Actually, I'm
little
gonna
nervous
skip.
about those.
I'm gonna skip to that the grant application update because it kind of ties into the statement of need. So, as I said, I met with her this morning, and I was looking over what we have left to do. So obviously there's the management plan, which that's well on its way. We're almost finished with that. And the statement of need, which I gave you a draft of. There's the town meeting approvals for the article, which obviously we have to wait till May 6th for that. The
And
only
the
other
finance committee signed up on that.
Yes, I did last week. I think it was the
Yeah.
week before. And I hope everyone is able to attend the May town meeting on Monday, May 6th. It's at 6:30 now instead of 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
If you need childcare, they have it, but I don't think we have any of those.
Another thing to do is the obviously the facility assessment. That's pretty straightforward once we get that done.
When is that? What's the?
I think we said
Because I'd like to see a draft of it before
right.
the final.
Yeah, actually that's on the other agenda too. I was going to see if they could do come into like a Zoom update for us.
Is that Odin
Yeah.
Yes. And then there's a few signature sheets which are simple, but then the municipal finance. So Lisa sent me this morning some of the PDFs that we need to upload. So I put those in. There's an operating budget worksheet which Eric, the accountant, is going to be able to do right after town meeting. And then Lisa said she has pretty much finalized the policy. She's comfortable where it is, so she's going to send that to me, and they just have to have the select board approve it. So we're looking like we're in pretty good shape to have everything.
Do you know what
set.
meeting you're going to have the select board?
I'm not sure yet. There's also funding scenarios, which we're waiting for information from the MBLC for that. So, but that's pretty easy too. We can work when I meet with Eric after town meeting. We can get that done. So.
You explain what that is?
So you have to have, I think, at least 3 funding scenarios. So you have to say, like, how is this project going to be funded? So it could be, like, bonding. It could be bonding and fundraising. And then, like, there's different, options like that.
With the policies, if she goes before the select board and they start to quibble about them and wanting different, could you suggest to her that the select board approve that in sort of draft form at least,
Yes,
and that way
yeah.
we can submit it as
Right.
approved,
Yeah.
and then they can modify all they want.
Right. Yeah.
When that's on the agenda, I think you and I should go to make sure in case they have any questions, because inevitably they do.
So we're running
so,
out of time.
Yeah.
and also, so if there, we have other meetings planned, that has to be adjusted if we have to go for the select board.
Right. So the application, I feel pretty comfortable that we'll be able to finish within the time. So I will. So that actually kind of ties into with. Well, actually, let's talk about the statement of need questions. So that's obviously one of the things. Ruth and I, I sent her a draft of this. We, went back and forth and edited it. So I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about it now, or just have time to, review it over the next couple of weeks, and then we can kind of figure out when we want to meet. We might have to have a couple more meetings in May. So I wanted to check people's calendars to see if they knew when we could have other meetings, so that we make sure we get everything approved and finalized.
So I read that, my questions were, had Ruth looked at it, and that you just answered that. And then the other was that there's a couple of things in there, like they want it short and concise, and it seemed like a lot. And so I just wanted to make sure that she thought that the amount of information in the bulleted forms wasn't an overload, that it really represented our statement of need.
Yeah, I mean, I think when they say that, I don't think they want each question to be pages long.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
And they want, this is supposed to be a summary of the building program. So,
It looked good to me.
Yeah, it looked good.
I didn't have anything
I think
to
it's
add.
well put together.
I had a
Easy
couple
to
thoughts
follow.
I wanted to possibly share with you, like I do sometimes.
Yeah.
You and Ruth can decide what to do about it. That's worked well in the past, I think.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
So you were looking for time
Yeah.
in May. So our next meeting is
Would be the 28th, which is obviously
too late.
too close to the deadline to.
So we have the 14th is the foundation meeting, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can even try another night if people are available then too, or just have a quick meeting to approve something before, before the foundation meeting, or do we want to keep some dates open in case? Because obviously we don't know some of the timing of. Let's see.
I'm available on the 2nd, the 9th.
And because we probably want to have, we have to have the Odenzello do we want to have them just do an update and then a final, or,
I'd like to see a draft and ask some questions about it.
okay,
And I can do that by Zoom. I don't need to do that.
okay, so let me,
So we could have a Zoom call.
yeah,
I can do the 6th, and not the 6th, because that's, I
Yeah.
can't do that anyways. I can do the 13th. And I can do the 20th in the evening, if you wanted to do night meetings.
those are Mondays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can do the 13th and the 20th.
and what, same time, 6:45 or?
I can do earlier. I can do 6:30.
Yeah, I can do earlier too.
Is
How
anybody?
about anybody else?
Maybe on the 13th.
Or what about
John's
Thursday
birthday,
nights?
I
We're
don't
open then anyway.
I
Yeah.
guess we could
Take
do
them out
right,
to lunch.
sorry.
Yeah, we
You're
could
open
probably do
Yeah, we close it. I mean, that's
that.
fine. I can come in. That's not a problem.
I
But
have housing authorities on Thursday, so
okay.
so I can't do the 9th or the 16th. I could do the
By
So
doing Monday, we wouldn't run into a selectmen's meeting.
Yeah, Mondays are fine.
23rd. I could do, but that's getting you close to that week. If you're talking about evening meetings, I can do daytime Zooms. I can fit in.
Okay. I mean, just other people available.
Well, Diane
do
works. John works.
Okay.
Mm.
I
Do you
work
guys
with
wanna
him
be on the
retired.
Call.
No, I mean, if you get set up during the day, that's fine.
Oh, okay, that's a
As long
good
as we have a
Well,
quorum.
so there's. Well, that's for just to talk to them though. That was not a voting thing. That's just to ask questions.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then the meetings would be. In
The meeting
evening.
would be to actually vote on it, right? So I can see. So if he's available the 13th or the 20th. Well, actually, we probably want to try for
Were you looking at one of those for us to meet?
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
evening?
Can you do the 13th or the 20th?
Okay, can you,
Both.
I can do either.
okay, Pam,
Yeah, I think so.
Linda,
I said maybe on the 13th.
okay. Are you available on the 20th?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, do you think that's?
Well, we still have a quorum if Linda can't
Do
come.
we, I can probably join flexible.
Well, I'm just thinking with the timing too of
yeah.
like when do we want to make sure that we've approved everything and sent
Yeah,
to
the
bring?
sooner
When
the
do we
better.
know that Odin's work will be done? Do we have an idea?
I have to check.
Sooner would be
back.
better, I think,
Right,
to
well,
give
that's
us
what-
time. It's an important document.
I'm looking at the wrong calendar here.
Let me see if I can. I should have had the RFP. So it's on our website. So I think we said. I know we said no later than
Is it May 15th?
something. Let me see. RFP. I think we said April 28th, but no later than May 1st.
Okay, so that's good.
So
For the draft, so we could like the first week of May have like a Zoom, like on the 3rd or something.
Is everyone available?
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to
Friday,
read it
May
if you did get
3rd
it to
for-
me on the 1st though. I might need the weekend.
Okay, and I'll double check the timing from him. I mean, we could do.
I mean, if they get it to us on the 28th, then sure. But if they get it to us on the 1st, then that's
Yeah.
gives us.
I mean, what about the 7th? Are people available on the 7th in the evening?
I'm available. I won't be able to do the seashell thing, but that's okay.
Will town meeting definitely be over?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Don't
a
put
good
it out
point.
there. Don't put it out there.
Probably. Yeah.
I can't do the 7th.
What about that Thursday?
The
The
13th
9th?
doesn't work?
The 9th?
I
Yeah.
can't the 9th. I have housing.
Well, I was
authority.
wondering if the 13th was too late, that's all. Because then we
Yeah.
need another date for them to approve.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I think earlier is better if we can. And
Oh, I
if
thought-
Odin's is gonna either Zoom or be here, what time frame do we need to have for them? Will they do either evening or daytime for us? Or?
they could probably do any time. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be best if they came.
But are you
Yeah,
saying
in person.
this 13th meeting is for them to?
Well, to show us
Present
a
it?
draft. That's what I was wondering.
Oh.
There needs to be 2 dates. One for us to do the Zoom or whatever, and then one for them
I thought you
to
were gonna
come.
try to do a daytime Zoom.
Where they
Before the
present it,
13th.
talk about it,
Yeah, and
answer
then-
questions,
Right,
and then we
and
do
then-
a vote on the 13th.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that if you look at, because the majority of you can do the day, but if you can look at a daytime,
Right. Well, that's.
but
So maybe the week of the 6th to the 11th, the date in daytime. Is anybody?
Yeah, or the 3rd if they say they can get it to you earlier in the week of April, like
Third,
the 28th or 29th. We could do it Friday the 3rd.
Okay. In the daytime.
Yeah.
We have the Friends thing at 9, right? But other than that, we can
On the 3rd?
for Teresa in it.
Yeah, I have from 9 to 10.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the 3rd, like in the afternoon.
And that's in person, right? I'm coming here. For
Yes.
that.
Yeah, the whole week I'm available all day long.
I
Okay.
have 12:30 to 2 open on the 3rd.
Yeah, that Friday I'm available.
To 2.
You're not available?
I am.
Oh, okay.
And then the week of the 6th. Then is that?
I can't do it on the 6th, but I have availability different days, different times.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll check with him then and see. Try to coordinate something for like a Zoom, and then they'll actually come and do a
Presentation.
and then which you'll vote, and then maybe that could be the 13th.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
If they could provide a document ahead of time for our review, that might be helpful too.
Yeah.
Well, I
that's-
don't want to have the Zoom without seeing the document
Yeah,
first.
we'll
Okay.
get that first,
Right.
so we can all go over it.
Okay. All right. And then obviously whenever we need to vote on that, we can vote on the, hopefully the application, but we can see what, if we have to have another quick meeting like the week
Yeah.
of the 20th or something.
And we can do that over Zoom too.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. All right.
So we're penciling in the night of the 13th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, right now.
Yeah, 6:30s. Can do that. 13th for the meeting, a vote meeting. All right. I think that was.
And they're trying to get something together for May 3rd too.
Yes. So I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. Possibly
As
May
long as we
3rd.
get it ahead of time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, we'll have to do the week of the 6th if they can get it to us
Okay.
a little bit later, early in May. Late April, early May. We'll see. All right. I think that was kind of ties into everything that we had. I think that's all. Are there any other questions or?
Oh, I think everything looks good. We're well on our way.
Anything else then? No? Alright. So obviously, and then, we'll still plan to meet on the 30th, the 28th.
Okay.
I guess I could bring this up. We're nearing the end of the expenditure for the earmark. So I did connect with Joe Harrington, and he said we could do a partial payment on the last invoice. If the
Okay.
invoice is a larger amount than is left in the earmark. And then along with the last request for reimbursement, there's a report template that has to be completed. I don't know if possibly someone would be willing to do that on behalf of the Foundation Library. It's pretty simple.
Sorry, what did you ask?
It's a template that has to get submitted on the earmark along with our last request for reimbursement. And the big part here is provide a brief summary of how the funds were expended and address all elements of the budget. So I don't know if we could think about who might be willing to do that. I think it's kind of beyond the scope of the treasurer.
I don't know how to do a template.
Well, I could fill it in,
Oh.
but if someone
It's
was willing to,
writing the tap.
the summary of how the funds were expended. Yeah,
Weren't they expended for Ruth?
They paid for Ruth's invoices and Odin's, but if someone could tell how it benefited and the services provided and why and that kind of thing, I don't know.
When do you have to have this in by?
When we submit the final request for reimbursement, so I guess it'll be at least a month away.
Okay, well, I'll write something up.
You know.
I can help out too.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it together. Yeah,
Is the question
It's
just the
pretty
writing,
much- I
or
was
do
gonna
you
say-
need help submitting it?
Oh no, I can do that if someone were willing to.
They're all over my house.
No, the summary.
Oh, okay.
How the funds were expended. We have all the invoices from Ruth. We paid the entire set of invoices from her for the building project, and probably a couple from Odin's. And just how it's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you a draft, one of you. I can email it to you too. Would you rather?
Yeah, just email it to me.
email it.
Yeah. Okay. Or if anyone wants to print out.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure you don't know off the top of your head how much was spent so far, do you?
Um,
Or maybe you could look
I'd
it up
say
and send me
approximately
an email.
32,000, but don't quote me.
Okay,
I looked at it, but.
okay.
So we're waiting for some reimbursement. Well, we're waiting for a check that I wrote to Ruth to clear.
Okay,
I'll submit that for reimbursement. I believe that may have been 3,700 for last
That sounds familiar.
invoice.
okay,
And then after that, there'll probably be a balance of, I don't know,
okay,
7,000 or something.
okay. When you get a chance, if you could just send me what you've paid so far.
Uh,
Even include,
With, okay, I can.
or what
With
they
Ruth-
paid for,
Okay,
Ruth and
yeah, I
Odin's.
can.
And then we can always update that.
Well, it's gonna be
Yeah.
up to 40, it's gonna be the entire 40,000 when
Right.
we submit that, yeah.
Okay, all right,
But Karen maybe could help you with the specifics of how,
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
okay,
what to.
all right. Anything else someone needs to bring up? Questions, concerns? Okay, I make a motion to adjourn today's trustees meeting at 7:30 p.m. I should say first, our next meeting.
7:15.
7:15, that's what I meant. Our next meeting, regularly scheduled trustees meeting is May 28th, 2024.
Right.
I'd like to adjourn 7:15 p.m.
Motion, second.
All in favor?
All right.
Great, thank you.